Good afternoon, everybody. This is exciting. This is, I think, episode 3 of Q&A at Allison Jones Consulting and AJ Immigration Group. So today, first of all, I hope everybody is healthy and your family is healthy, your friends are healthy, and hopefully COVID-19 will soon pass. I would like to introduce today, a lot of you probably already know her, Kate. Hi, Kate.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're having our 6 feet social distancing. So Kate came into the office today. She's been working from home, like most people, to be our guest on today's show. So Kate has been an immigration consultant for quite some time. She deals with a lot of temporary resident visa and work permit applications, spousal and PR. And so I said to Kate, hey, you're it for today's session. So thanks, Kate, for coming in, and you're good and your family's good?
Yep.
Yep, well, that's good. So today we're talking about a lot of inside Canada questions. We've had a lot of these requests on our Facebook page. So now we're bringing it live on our new YouTube channel. By the way, don't forget to like us on the little button down below the like. So Kate, a lot of people talk about status. So what is status?
So it basically just means that you're allowed to enter and remain in Canada as either like a temporary resident or a permanent resident.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah, so there's different types of status. So I know a lot of people will ask, what is implied status?
So all that is you're able to maintain your legal status while an application's in process. So if you submitted a work permit application, you're allowed to continue to work until that work permit's been processed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just kind of a legal status, I guess, just pending a decision from CIC.
Yeah.
Or RCIC.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah.
RCC.
Sorry.
There's too many letters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So because I know a lot of people are waiting to renew their work permit if they need a new LMIA, for example. Mm-hmm. And let's say their work permit expires April 28th, and can they wait until April 27th to submit their application and hope that the LMIA will come?
Yep, they can. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
It's always good to be proactive.
Right.
But yeah, of course, you would, if your permit expires on the 28th, you can submit until that day.
Okay.
Anytime after that, you're going to lose your status.
Right. Okay. Thanks. So, so how does a foreign national lose their status in Canada?
So it would happen by doing that. So if their work permit or their visitor permit or whatever kind of permit they're under expires, then that means that they're going to lose their status. I mean, you can also lose it by failing to comply with like immigration laws or just general Canadian law. Right. But the main thing for probably people we're talking to is that if you didn't renew your permit, you're going to lose your status.
Right. Okay. And if you do lose your status, is there a way that while you're still in Canada to remedy that? Is there an opportunity to make it right?
Yeah, you can do a restoration of status. So basically, if your permit has expired, you have up until 90 days to do a restoration of status. That means you can remain in Canada as a visitor. You won't be able to continue to work until the permit's been approved, but you can still stay here legally until the decision's been made. If you go past the 90 days of your work permit being expired, then you can no longer even do a restoration and you're going to have to leave Canada.
Okay, thanks. I know that's a question we certainly get asked a lot. And I think the key there too is 90 days. A lot of people say you have 3 months to restore your status. It's actually 90 days. Do they count it like day 1, 2, 3? So it's 90 consecutive days. It's not 90 business days. It's
90 days.
90 consecutive days. And so if my work permit expired today, which is April 21st, I don't even know what today's date is.
24th. Oh, sorry, 23rd.
Oh, 23rd, okay. So, COVID-19 calendar. Anyway, so if my work permit expired today on the 22nd, let's say it's April 22nd, when does day 1 start counting out of the 90 days?
It would start the day after.
Okay.
So if your work permit expired on the 22nd, it would be the 23rd.
Is day and forward is
Yeah.
day 1. So if I applied for a work permit and it got refused, does that, my restoration starts from the date of the refusal letter?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know a lot of people get confused a little bit on the math on that one.
Yeah, it'll usually say on the letter, like,
Okay.
you know, you effective today, like you will lose your status, excuse me, at like midnight. And then, so I guess it actually technically would be the day after that you would start. Yeah.
Okay, great. And just another question. So if you're the principal work permit holder, when your work permit expires, would your spouse's work permit expire at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, so that's always important to remember. So what applies to the main work permit holder would also apply to the spouse.
Spouse and children. So
Right.
if the children are here on a study permit that's tied to the person's work permit or a visitor permit, everything tied to that main applicant will expire as well. So that's another thing too, is like when you need to do a renewal of your work permit and all your family members' permits, and you're contacting a consultant, you have to make sure that you are notifying them that there is an entire family involved in this application. Right. You can't say, I just need a work permit, and you don't mention the family, because, you know, we aren't mind readers, so sometimes it's good to just let everyone know that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's helpful, and I know it's questions that we get asked certainly a lot. And just another thing too, we come across often, sometimes people forget to renew their passport. So I know we were talking about earlier, even if you come to Canada on a 2-year LMIA, if your passport expires prior to the 2-year, you're only issued a work permit up to the date of your passport expiry, right? Can't go beyond that. So if you're coming to Canada, make sure you've got a good 2 years on your passport, would you say?
Yeah.
And even keep an eye on renewing it ahead of time while you're in Canada.
Yeah.
Because that can be a lengthy process, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. If you're outside the country, it can be hard.
Right, okay. So I know that you were talking earlier about tips and other suggestions. If you can share with us, that'd be great.
I guess, yeah, the main thing is to always check your work permit to make sure you are aware of when it expires. You know, speak to your manager within 6 months of that expiry date to find out, you know, like, are you going to be doing a renewal for me so they can start on the LMIA process? You know, look at options for permanent residence, because then that way you don't need to do a renewal. And yeah, just speak to your immigration consultant on any kind of options about how to remain in Canada.
Yeah, that's great. And another question, just quickly, a lot of people ask, can an employer hold your passport?
No.
No. So it's illegal in Canada for an employer to ask or hold your passport. And I know that's a common question as well.
Same with the work permits. You should be taking care of the actual original, and they can have a copy of it, but you should be holding the original.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks, Kate, and thanks for everybody for tuning in to session 3. See you next week. We'll post our questions and topics for next week on our Facebook page. So if you have any questions, then just feel free to ask them on our Facebook page. and we'll certainly do our best to address them with session 4 next week. Everybody stay safe and have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like us.